know looking at the title, it goes without saying. I mean, I shouldn't have to make this the title, but it is what it is. Georgia Southern needs to win this game against App State. The Birmingham Bowl, which will be on December 29th. Kickoff, I see right here says at 2 p.m. Other places saying is at 12. I'm going to go with the 2 p.m. And yeah, they need to win this game. Also, fun fact, this is another instance, and I think this happened like a year or 2 years ago, where our Atlanta Falcons will be playing on the same day as Georgia Southern. So both days we get to see both of our teams play, and they're also playing on the same channel. So that's actually pretty cool. Would be nice to see both teams get a win, but we're not going to talk about the Falcons right now. We're going to talk about Georgia Southern. This is not necessarily a pregame. This is just my thoughts and opinions. I will be talking about a pregame on who needs to do what a little bit later on, closer to the game. So first and foremost, 4 years Coach Clay Helton's been here. In all 4 years, he's made it to a bowl. That is actually pretty cool. The team has responded in kind to be somewhat successful, although that this year was a little bit disappointing. But this is the year you need to win the bowl game. All the other years, you obviously needed to win too. But this one, this is almost like a must win. There's no other way around it. And I'm pretty sure the guys at App State feel the same way. You are a 7-point favorite, so that helps. Even though that doesn't mean much in the scheme of things, you are a 7-point favorite. And this is going up against your hated rival. It just has to be done, that you stick it to them for the second time and make it happen to bring a trophy back home to Statesboro, Georgia. Like I said, it goes without saying. And I think that they'll be able to pull it off, but it won't be as easy. Last time we played this team, we won by 2 points. And I know there are some players that left went into the transfer portal from App State. They probably won't be playing against us. But still, App State is App State. Georgia Southern is Georgia Southern. We still have to make that effort to come out on top at the end of the game. Just because some of their players are not going to be there, that doesn't mean you sit there and play like lackadaisical on the field. You got to play with the same intensity that you will play against any other team that you really want to beat, or any other rival that you want to beat. And for all intents and purposes, Coach Clay Helton has a winning record against the rivals since his tenure here, so that helps as well. I do believe that this will put a cherry on top of not only just the season, but the first 4 years Coach Clay Helton's been here. You get to play against a rival, you get to beat them in a bowl game. The first time you're playing against them on a neutral site, and I think the entire you know the entire environment is going to be great. And unfortunately, I won't be there, but we'll talk about that in another video. But I would love to be there and just to see how this will play out, because this game looks like it's going to be one of the bigger bowls of the season. Now, I don't think nothing's going to top Hawaii and Cal. I mean, that was a great game, but I wouldn't be surprised, man. I mean, these two teams don't like each other. They have a lot of respect for each other, but I do believe that you can have some electricity in this game if things go like I think it's going to go. 7-point favorite. Honestly, I think we're probably about a 4-point favorite. That's just me, honestly. I don't see it to be anywhere where that we are actually going to run away with this game. Because if you're a 7-point favorite, the bettor's thinking that you're going to run away with this game. And I just don't know. It's just something about Georgia Southern that I do feel that this is one thing that's about the team that really is disappointing. This team seems like one of those teams that kind of get in their own way at times. And I know that you did what you had to do to get to the bowl eligibility, but even in the wins, you look at them and be like, yeah, but you know what I mean? And it's not like a yeah, but because you're hating on the team, but it's like you clearly can see where some of the inconsistencies are. I mean, I don't think no team is perfect, but you want your team to have as little of inconsistencies as possible. You don't even want it to be inconsistencies. You just have some things happen, but overall you want more good than bad. And I honestly, I think the last couple of games you kind of saw that a little bit. You know what I mean? You see them, play against Marshall or whatever the case may be. I think the Coastal Carolina game, that was another one where you kind of saw a little bit of up and down, but for the most part, you saw exactly how that game was going to play out, and I didn't see anything out of the way that made me want to scratch my head, especially with that game, because that team was averaging like 40 points a game anyway. They was doing that to everybody, and our defense just hasn't been the best. But I will say this though. This is something that's really, really interesting. When you go look into App State, we have a different defensive coordinator. Maybe that has a lot to do with the spread, but we do have a different coordinator. And this is what I want to see. I want to see how this team responds to having a different defensive coordinator that's basically been around all season, been promoted up for the next few weeks. Do you see anything change? And I think if you see some things change, that's going to show you how well things are going to be going. Now, I don't think Coach Moots is going to be here. I think the interim is still going to be the defensive coordinator for this game, and that's where, like I was saying, you're going to see if there's going to be anything of a a difference from what you saw with Bailey, and that's going to be really telling. And also, it'll give you something to look forward to next season, especially when Moots come in. I think we're going to see a totally different style of defense, and I think it's going to be a much more aggressive and more sound defense, and that will go a long way for next season. But so you're kind of getting a preview of that as well. So I just feel at the end of the day, you want to leave this season on a high note. You want to be in a situation where you walk home with another trophy, and it'll just feel good for all the things that happened this season. This team should have probably won like 9 games this season. The defense let us down, and offense was okay at best. But if you can at least win this game and bring a trophy back home, get a bowl win, make some money doing this bowl game, I think all is well will be with the world, and we just move on to the next season. There's no reason to sit here and just worry about what happened. The big problem that was with this team, and I hate to call a person a problem, but the philosophy was that is gone. I think he went to James Madison, so that's interesting as well. But you have it where a guy that we wanted is now the defensive coordinator. So the only thing that we can do now is just let's go ahead and win this game and move on to the next season and just see how things play out. It's going to be really interesting to see how that goes. But with that being said, Georgia Southern's going to be playing in the Birmingham Bowl at 2 o'clock on Monday, December 29th. And our Falcons is going to be playing on Monday Night Football against the Rams. This is a very rare moment where both of our teams will be playing on the same day on the same channel, and this is actually pretty cool. To me, I think it's really, really cool. I think last time this happened, it was like on a Thursday night, but I don't think that was on the same channel, obviously. But it was a Thursday night game, and that was pretty awesome as well. But I think Monday's gonna be pretty cool. So you guys let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna get up out of here. I will see you guys on the next video. Y'all take it easy and y'all be blessed. Peace.